Hello, welcome to Free Game Podcast. I'm here with Holden.
That's me.
Thank you for doing that at the right time.
You're welcome. It was easy.
I'm going to start off big today.
Really?
We have a game changer moment. For the first time, we have a human guest with us.
Not a dog.
In the past, we've had a dog and
a cat.
Even though the viewers didn't get to meet the cat.
Yeah.
Because the cat is a cat and it's silent.
Yeah. Very unintrusive.
But we talked about Mifa.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we have a young man named Ethan.
That would be me he's referring to.
Thank you.
I'm Ethan.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ethan is here with us because we had a change of heart.
Yeah. Change of plans.
We had a change of plans.
Yeah.
Not as intense as a change of heart.
Yeah.
But if anyone out there listened to our last episode, they might have expected Halo Reach today.
Oops.
But when they clicked on our episode, they probably saw something other than Halo Reach.
Probably anything other.
Yeah.
Just whatever it is, it's definitely not Halo Reach.
That's probably a big red flag for them if they were expecting Halo Reach.
I mean,
probably.
Yeah. If they were excited for Halo Reach, they're probably not so excited for today's episode.
Probably
But
not.
then again, I
don't know what the overlap is between this game and Halo Reachers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're called.
Holden.
That's me.
Which game is it?
Soccer.
Okay. I also call it soccer.
I have started to call it football.
Really?
More so than anything else. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
When I say football, what do you think?
I think American football.
Okay.
Because I'm an American.
Yes.
And that's just what
all
it
of
is.
us are. That's what you think.
Yeah.
What does Ethan think?
Ethan, when I think of football, initially it's soccer.
Okay.
And then I'm like, wait, I'm in America.
Mm-hmm.
These Americans are thinking of American football.
So I
like
think.
Holden said.
So you mean to say, when someone says football, your first thought is soccer?
Yeah, immediately it is. But then I'm like, wait, I know. Given the person, probably not talking about soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like, if one of my brothers was like, hey, let's go play some football, I know sure as heck they're not talking about soccer.
Mm-hmm. Even though.
So another thing that's interesting is that the game, like, okay, if I were to ask you, like, hey, did you watch the football game last night? You're not going to think soccer. You're probably going to think American football, right? But if I said, did you see the football match?
I would
definitely thinking soccer.
I'd be like,
me too. Sure. If somebody came up to me and was like, hey, did you see the football match last night? Especially with the time that we're in right now, I'd be like, yeah, that was dope.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I have some friends where we just say, did you see the game last night? We use that line.
Really?
Even more vague.
Yeah. It just gets super vague.
So, Ethan,
yeah.
Holden said because of the time we're in right now. What time is that?
We're in the middle of the 2022 FIFA World Cup.
That's what we are right now.
That's it in Qatar, other side of the world, Middle East.
Yeah.
And actually, this is true of the time of recording, and when this episode is released, I think it will be days before the final game.
Yeah,
of the
that's
World
part
Cup.
of the reason why we chose not to do Halo Reach.
Yes.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
There were a multitude of other reasons why we didn't do Halo Reach today. There's a bit of a story behind that.
We weren't meant to do Halo Reach.
No,
today.
Somebody didn't want us to play Halo Reach.
Which is fine because it's a really big game. Holden has been playing it.
I have.
It's a really big game to tackle. We're probably going to break it up into...
To slide tackle?
That was a good pun.
That was good,
really
dude.
Well, it was good if you didn't point it out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Well,
no, I'm glad you did.
Sorry,
I'll
shut up.
Unintentional.
We'll get that in post.
You were not supposed to know about post. Now,
you don't know about post.
I need to address one other thing, and then I want to ask Ethan a question.
Yeah.
People who are listening sonically have probably already realized Ethan and I have very similar voices. We are brethren of the same mother and father.
So you guys grew up together.
We grew up together. Mm-hmm. We have very similar voices.
You know what's actually fascinating about that? My brother has a very, very similar name to yours.
Is it the same?
Well, I mean, how's your name spelled?
ETHAN.
It's the same.
It's
He has a
same
Y
name.
though, doesn't he?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, thank
If
goodness.
he did, dude, I'd probably leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stand
I
up.
would too.
You just hear leaving sounds.
Yeah.
We don't even acknowledge
Well, I
it.
just walked out, so
We're like, yeah, it's justified.
Yeah.
So-
Ian's justified the memes.
Okay. Ethan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us and the microphone about your personal history and relationship with
In general?
all games
Oh,
in general, all
specifically.
games.
Go.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because there are many games, so many
True.
games out there. Physical, as in sports,
Yes.
tangible.
Those are physical
badminton,
games. Mhm.
Chess, I would call it physical. Bowling, love all these
Yeah.
sports.
I thought you were saying like physical games, sports, tangible games, badminton.
Like it's all a list.
Yeah. It's like that's the only one.
We get it. You don't
Tangible
like
games,
video games.
Badminton.
Yeah. That's the only that's the subgenre of tangible games.
Yeah.
is
And
badminton.
it's like, I'd say chess too.
Yeah,
man.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So
That got me.
obviously, growing up together in one of the earlier episodes, you did talk about the games that you played the most.
Mhm.
I think growing up with you and our other brothers, I played a lot of the same games, but I think I played them just because you all were playing them, rather than like
You picked it.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily seek it out. That doesn't mean I didn't like it, but like Skyrim, Call of Duty Black Ops
Mhm.
1 and 2, the first Call of Duty. Those were games that I loved playing. I played a lot of them.
Mhm.
And when I play, I played a lot of video games growing up,
Okay.
as much as you did.
Yeah.
Probably less,
A little less.
but a lot.
I was more
As
into
much as him,
Yeah.
but probably less.
Yeah, as much as him, probably less. Exactly.
Another thing that caused this is I have 2 older brothers. You have 3 older brothers.
That would make sense.
I'm older than you,
Correct.
and you're my younger brother, immediate younger brother. There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
so what that means is we played the games that our brothers got.
Exactly. That's what I did.
Right.
That's
Right.
why I'm into Monster Hunter. I would have never been interested in Monster Hunter, but my brother got it, and he was like, "I need somebody to play with. Get this game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I would just play with him.
Yep.
And that's how so many games, like that's how I got into so many games was, oh, my brother's playing Prototype. I want to do that.
And it's
You
interesting
know?
because those eventually become our favorite game.
Exactly.
Right. A lot of those did become my favorite games. Some of them I didn't. Some of them, like Skyrim, I would say that was a game that I picked out that I was like, I'm going to play it more than just because you guys are playing it.
Okay.
But like RuneScape, for example, I know you play a lot of RuneScape these days.
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't get into RuneScape just because it's, I don't know, it doesn't.
But you did play for a while when
I
all
did.
of us were as
Correct.
brothers.
Yeah, exactly. It was a means to try to fit in. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you did struggle with that.
Yeah, well, start tearing up. No, so but one of the first games that I remember picking out and being like, "This is a game that I like that I want to play," was the FIFA.
I remember
game.
that. Yeah.
Really?
I played a lot of FIFA.
I did. I played a lot of FIFA.
So he said it.
So he
he's
said,
speaking German, or he has a problem. with
I just said I in German, or or
I
the far more obvious connotation.
You know what?
doesn't like it.
Let's address that right now. We'll take the floor.
Nah. Well, I don't know, man.
I mean, look, it's
I only played it once, and I actually enjoyed it. Okay, but hear me
Okay.
out. The reason why I don't like FIFA games is that they brand the same game every single
Yeah,
year
yeah.
as a new game, and they charge $70 for it,
Oh yeah.
and it's ridiculous.
It's like Madden
and EA
games.
is like a blood-sucking
Yeah.
corporation. And I cannot stand EA games.
So it's really your problem with E EA.
yeah,
I can get.
I have a
behind that.
way
Oh, yeah,
bigger
I
problem with
understand
like what is it, like NBA 2K22 or whatever,
Uh-huh.
like whatever. Then I have way bigger problems with, especially like the wrestling games. Those suck,
Oh yeah.
like big time.
Yeah, I've
So-
never played those, but looking at them, I was like, that game's gonna suck.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just kind of get an idea. Like,
There-
it's not gonna be that fun.
yeah,
Even like as a Call of Duty player, there were like sometimes people were like, well, a new Call of Duty is coming out, but it's really the same.
yeah,
And it is a first person shooter.
yeah.
They are different and they're not nearly as cookie cutter as
Yeah.
sports video games.
I think that the main thing is that my history with like sports video games, or like there is no way I am buying a sports video game.
Mm.
But if I'm over at a buddy's house and they're like, hey, do you want to play Madden? I'm like, yeah,
sure.
Madden's fun.
Madden's a great time.
It's a good time just to drink root beers
Okay.
and have a good time,
Yeah.
Just some good old brewskis.
Crack open a couple cold ones,
Brewskis.
Yeah, brewskis. Yeah, that's what's interesting too is FIFA, Madden, NBA 2K, even those hockey games which I've never played, but it's going to be the same principle. You have players who are playing. They have their entire career. So you have FIFA 2016 through FIFA 2022. Well, guess what? Ronaldo has been playing Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Hopefully by now.
He's been playing every season since then, just on maybe on a different team. But it's not like the turnover is so different that it's like,
that's
things
true.
are different. It's just
like every new year that a new game comes out, there are a handful of, or maybe more than that, of new players.
Right.
And some of the older players aren't there anymore, but it's still the same game.
Yeah.
Which look, if you love that, great, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I enjoyed it for just to do when I didn't have anything to do and I was going to play that. But I also enjoyed playing the Ultimate Team because that's when you create your own team and you get in the whole trading.
It's like
players.
Fantasy,
correct?
sort of stuff. That's fun.
I enjoyed that because I also learned about all the different players out there.
Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, like I love soccer. I love football.
Is it the same?
That's the same.
Oh, so you're not saying I love soccer, I love American football.
He repeated himself.
Got it.
I'm probably going to refer to it as soccer.
Okay.
This conversation.
For all the Americans and Australians out there.
Look, I love soccer and I love football.
That's unfortunate.
Wait, you love American football?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Really?
And I love football. Oh, we all three, to one degree or another, speak Spanish.
Yeah, football.
So football. We could start, but
should we change to Spanish?
Right now?
All right. Now, the reason I asked that question earlier about what you think when you hear football is, in general, across the globe, that is the earth. It's not flat. Anyway,
I beg to differ.
Okay, that's for a different episode. When you say football, someone can hear that, and they'll probably think one or more than one of these. I was going to say 5, but there's like 6 of them. Association football. That's what we call soccer.
Okay.
Gridiron football. Okay. That's American football.
What? Gridiron?
Yeah, gridiron.
Why?
My first thought was the face mask.
That's what I thought too. Gridiron, because it has that face
probably.
mask.
It's like a grid iron.
I don't know why they would talk that. It's called helmet football.
Or Australian rules football, which I don't know what that is.
Is that soccer or is that American football in Australia?
Yeah.
You keep going.
Rugby union.
So that's
or
rugby.
Rugby league.
Really?
Okay.
Or Gaelic football. And those last 3 are pretty much just rugby. I kind of looked into the differences.
Yeah.
And that'd be fun to get into some other time.
Rugby's a really interesting game.
They're pretty much all rugby.
Okay.
I did not even realize that there was that people called rugby football. I didn't realize that. Is that what they're saying? That rugby is also referred to as football? In some niche areas.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much that, but that is like when you say football, that's the family that you could be referring to. Okay. Those are all football games.
That's the umbrella.
Because it involves the
ball,
kicking and the goals and the
ball and the foot. Football.
Yeah, a little bit.
Football.
That's it. That is in every sport, even though
not basketball.
Not hockey.
In every football sport.
Oh, so football.
This is getting out of hand. So let's look up Australian rules football. Or more simply, football or footy.
Footy?
Okay, it looks like, oh wow, between 2 teams of 18 on an oval field, often a modified cricket ground.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was going to say an oval pitch, like the field. It's called a pitch.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to say oval pitch, but it's oval ball. Anyway, so this to me, it looks kind of like
is that
rugby.
Is that the game where my girlfriend was talking about this recently? Is that the game where it's like a mix of rugby, American football, and some aspects of soccer? Because she was saying there's a game where it's like more than a contact sport. It's like they're trying to kill each other. They're trying, like it's intense, like rugby. There's some aspects of
it could be because there's 18 people,
dudes.
That's a lot.
18 sweaty dudes.
So Cora provided me with this. Australian rules football is basically Gaelic football.
I don't believe it.
Played on a cricket field.
Okay.
With a rugby ball. I guess the Gaelic football is a little different. Wearing basketball kit.
Great.
Great. Bingo.
My favorite sport.
Yeah, right there. Gaelic.
Hey, what's your favorite sport? Australian rules football, probably.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what's that? You're like, well, Cora defines it.
Not that terrible,
you like name drop the user who posted that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
as Brian 66442 says.
I was thinking of the Microsoft Cora.
What's that?
Cortana.
You're thinking of Cortana.
I was like, what?
We also have a cousin named Cora that you might have
she's
in the
old
mix.
enough to know anything about Gaelic football.
No, but she could be a star one day if she really put her mind to it.
Couldn't we all? Anyway, back to soccer.
So
I'm sure Cora's lovely.
She is. She's great. She has 4 older brothers, I think.
Wow.
Right? Or 5.
That's rough, man.
4.
I think 4. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
She's up to the task.
So she's actually here.
Come on in. I'm just here like babbling. Yeah. I don't know how old she is. She can probably talk by now.
Probably 4.
She's probably 4.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Cora.
Hey, yo, how's it doing? Yeah. Soccer.
So I want to talk a little bit. I don't know a ton of the history of soccer, but I want to talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. You're saying that you are the keeper of truths of everything about soccer, and you're going to tell us everything.
Yes.
That's how I understood it.
But before I do that, since you interrupted me, I just try to blame you.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know where the word soccer comes from? I know that you know the answer. Do you know the answer, Ethan?
No, I don't. And I was actually thinking about this on the way here. If you might indulge me a little bit. So in Spanish, it's football, right? That's what they say. But I was like, wait.
Wouldn't it be pie pelota?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no foot in Spanish is not foot.
It's not foot, and ball is not ball.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it can be.
Yeah. I mean, they might get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder if the Americans were looking at that doesn't make any sense. Let's make up another word that has nothing to do with what's going on. You know what I mean?
You think like, we were just trying to still be different?
Yeah. We're like, you know what? Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have no idea where that came from, though, but it probably is going to add up.
I actually don't think it will. It doesn't add up well because we learned about this recently because of the World Cup. We're taking in a lot of stuff we're taking in a lot of content about the World Cup.
Yes.
And a lot of people are talking about this, and I learned it, and I was like, still doesn't make any sense at all to me.
Really?
I mean, it makes sense where the name. How about you just tell it, and then I'll explain why I'm confused.
All right, and then Ethan will explain why he's confused.
Yeah, exactly, because he will be.
I already am.
Yeah.
So, in 1863, okay, put yourselves back in 1863 in England.
Yeah, it was a rough time.
London.
Ooh,
specifically, I think.
Oh man,
stinky.
Dysentery.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Take it easy. Ideally, someone from London eventually will hear this. Anyway, in 1863, you're there right now in your minds. Close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. The Football Association was formed to clearly define the rules of the game.
Respect.
And in 1871, how many years after that? 8, right? The same thing happened within the Rugby Football Union.
Okay, so the Football Association changed their rules.
They were formed specifically to define the rules.
Oh, because
so that people could play together.
That makes sense. So they're trying to like unify.
Because these guys over here were playing Australian rules football, and they were just hurting everyone.
Yeah. They're like, what? You can't body slam each other in this sport?
Like, what kind of wimpy sport are you guys playing over there? East London. Anyway, East London High, Junior High.
Yeah.
So
in 1863,
the Rugby Football Union formed, and so somewhere between 1871 and 1905,
wow,
it became common among the schools of England to call modern rugby rugger and modern football soccer, because they abbreviated the word association and added an ER.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's a sock. Yeah.
Who abbreviated it? School kids? They're like,
I don't know if it's university or high school, but or even not. But minor league, just people who played in England.
Maybe what it was is they didn't like the association of football, so they came up with a derogatory term. Those associationers, and then they're like, those guys.
Those are suckers.
Those guys are suckers.
I'm glad you have a theory, but I'm telling you what the history is.
Hey, you told him to put himself there.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
there,
you know what? You're there. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I just was reading.
And by the way, I'm there, and I started it.
Yeah.
So you're saying it was the people that played rugby, or the people just didn't like the association?
I think that.
I think because I don't think people hated the association. They might now, because now it's mature and corrupt, probably just like any.
Well, it is. There's a great documentary on Netflix about that, by the way.
Oh,
about the
great
FIFA organization. But I'm just
FIFA. That's
I know, different. But I think it probably evolved somewhat. The thing that I'm wondering is, okay, so you have association, but why was it abbreviated in the first place?
So, from what I understand, is that they were both called football.
Yeah.
So when people would say like, hey, I play on a football team, they're like, what kind of football? So then they started saying, I play on a rugger team.
I play rugger.
Or I play soccer. So that people are like, which football?
Yeah, they're like,
this is all crazy.
Association football.
Yeah, I'm an associationer.
Rugby.
I'm a soccer.
An associationer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Right. So what we're saying is soccer, the term originated in England.
Yeah.
And now they don't even use it.
And it's an English creation. It's not an American creation.
Well, that's
not Australian.
Because the 13 colonies were an English creation, and we
100 years before that.
We just disbanded from
and we ran with it.
What I'm saying is, it seems like they have a tendency to start things and not finish them.
Okay, well, we didn't invite you on the podcast to trash England as much as you have.
I'll trash everybody,
but I can't stop you.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's an interesting theory.
So
thank you.
The reason why I'm confused is,
okay.
I mean, we've already talked about it, but like, why did they call it soccer? How did it come to America? Why were we like, oh, we'll call it soccer now, and then Britain's like, never mind. We're gonna go back to football.
That's a good
Stupid.
Point. Yeah,
maybe it's always been called football.
You know what?
Yeah,
the ruggers. Maybe
which nobody calls it rugger.
No,
it's just rugby.
No. Maybe in England they do. I don't know. I kind of doubt it because they haven't said soccer. Also, maybe they were like, you know what, soccer is kind of a association to soccer. I don't see the jump there, so maybe we should stop and just call it football. But then again, it's back to square one because they're like, well, what kind of football are you talking about?
Exactly. Maybe they just realized, how about we just call it rugby instead of football?
These are all good questions, and I think we'll probably end up with more questions
than answers.
Than answers, which is fine.
I'm going head first into this.
Hopefully, we have please don't.
Because we're gonna pull you out. All right.
You're not gonna stay there long.
Yeah.
Chap.
Do either of you speak Greek?
So that's actually funny that you ask. I don't speak Greek.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Ethan's like, I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, that was actually really not funny at all.
So
I've seen Greek letters. Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, okay. I haven't. So there was evidence of people playing a game with a round stone as far back as like 3000 BC.
A stone?
They were kicking.
I guess so. I mean, what else did you have? A tumbleweed.
Just a light stone.
But you'd think you could weave together some grasses or something.
Have either of you guys? Sorry, we'll get back to your very interesting.
That was about it. Just kidding. Go ahead.
No, it really. You're like, all right, guys. Thanks for coming on to the freaking podcast.
And next,
yeah. So, something that's I learned about through my brother-in-law because he plays soccer is that for a while he went and played. I don't know how to pronounce it because I think that it's a Spanish word, but I don't know if you pronounce it Spanishly.
Oh.
But it's futsal. Like futsal.
Oh.
I'm very curious. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Is that weird? Indoor soccer with a different ball?
It's like a different ball. The goals are different. Mm-hmm. The area in which you play is different. And the ball is like heavier or something.
Yeah, so that's typically...
You played with the rock?
Yeah, that's typically... Well, you had asked me earlier how much I play soccer.
Uh-huh.
With this weather that we're in, I am playing more futsal than I am a typical turf soccer.
Got it.
Which would be... Because you can say indoor soccer, but there are plenty of facilities that...
Yeah.
A regular soccer as you would know, but that's just on a turf.
So as of late,
I've been playing a lot of futsal.
Not to be confused with Pine Sol.
You can confuse
the cleaning product. Okay, yeah, I guess there's no reason not to.
Yeah, because I was confused when you said that.
I know. I'm used to it by now.
Yeah. So and the rules are different, and the ball is much heavier. And I'll give you the reason it's heavier is because in that smaller area, there is less of a chance that you're going to have any airborne attempts to make a goal.
Yeah.
Called volleys.
Yeah.
Right? Far less of a chance. And so it's almost safer to just like keep it on the ground.
Yeah.
There are guys I play with who they'll head that ball with a header. Oh. And I'm like, man. And they're like, come on, dude, like give me a header.
That's like heading a basketball.
Right. I'm not that smart, but I'm smarter to know I'm not gonna head that.
I'm smart enough to know I don't want a concussion today.
Yeah.
That's rough. I mean, how heavy is the ball? Like,
I mean, if you were to compare a futsal to a futsal ball to a regular soccer ball, you can there's an immediate.
It's like a medicine ball.
Yeah,
but it's smaller, right? The ball is smaller.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so it's a size 4. So typically, like what they're using in the World Cup is a size 5.
Yeah.
So they're using a size 4 heavier ball, and you can tell the difference even when you're playing with it and you try to juggle or do anything like that. Like you can tell, oh, this ball is heavier. When I transitioned to when I started playing more outdoor soccer in the summer, it took a little bit for me to adjust to not having a ball that's so heavy.
Yeah.
So when I take shots, it's going to the moon because I'm so used to kicking.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's very interesting, the differences between the two.
I'm glad that I brought it up because I didn't know that you actually played it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Different shoes, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you can't wear cleats, right?
Yeah. So the shoes are...
You still wear shin guards?
Let me tell you, this guy showed up first day of futsal with his cleats on.
Man, I slipped.
Slipping around, sliding. I'm just kidding. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't.
Like, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't wear shin guards when I play. That's because I'm playing more of a. Yeah, I think so.
So you say smart?
Yeah. I'm playing more of a pickup game.
Okay.
If it was more of a competitive thing, then I'd wear shin guards because you have to because of the rules. It's definitely not a bad idea because you're getting destroyed.
Yeah, especially with a heavy ball.
Yeah,
that could get you.
More so people kicking you.
Yeah. Well, like, it's more so the foot.
Yeah, foot area.
If it was less of a pickup game, maybe that wouldn't happen because people wouldn't just be wildly kicking.
Exactly.
But also, when you have the ball, people are trying to get it.
Yeah, but you'll notice that even in the World Cup, when you watch it, when a defender is facing off to a forward is one of the positions with the ball, there's not a lot of trying to get around him and cutting because what's going to happen is this, and I played defense when I played soccer in high school. If I go up to someone and I try to take a stab and tackle them, they're going to know I can just move around this really quick.
They're expecting that.
Right. So people who don't play and don't really understand a lot of it, they will come at you kicking like crazy.
So you can just get around.
Yeah, so you can if
you're messy.
If you're better at dribbling than myself.
Great. So I'm going to need some of you to read some Greek words.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But here's the thing. I know you can. That's why I asked earlier. Here's the thing. This is kind of... It just makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
What's a different language?
Kicking ball games independently rose up among, every culture probably.
Yeah, it's kind of like field hockey. It's like you hit a ball with a stick.
Yeah.
Of course that's going to come around.
Because when you're a kid,
of course that's going to be a fun time.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
instinctual.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So eventually it's like, oh, you kicked a rock too? Well, let's both
kick rocks together.
And we get our other friends.
Kick it to me and then I'll kick it to you.
We can have 18 of us be violent together. Anyway.
So I've heard that's a similar sentiment with people in the Mayan culture and maybe even the Aztec, Mayan.
Okay. Go ahead.
The Mayan and Aztec culture, similar thing where they had a sport that in some ways resembles football.
Yeah, like there was no goalie. You had to just hit it through hoops, kind of like Quidditch.
Yep. So not Quidditch. That's not real. No,
we're gonna have to have an episode on Quidditch.
Dude, that would be a good episode. I don't even like Harry Potter, but
you think you're invited for that one?
No.
Well, Quidditch.
What I'm saying is I'm not gonna listen to it.
Quidditch
You're like, dude, we're gonna do that. It's gonna be sick.
Quidditch
what is the next episode?
Only Harry Potter.
Yeah. He like thinks he's a permanent member.
You know what? You did say something. You said kicking balls. Have you ever played kickball? Because that's also a great sport.
Yeah.
It's just
like a playground
it's just
sport.
Baseball.
I wouldn't put it under under the category of football games, but it is a great sport.
I would. Yeah.
So let me get into this Greek.
Right.
Yeah, do it.
So I'm going to list 2 Greek ball games from the ancient days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan will actually. These 2 words right here.
That's faninda. That is episkairos.
Almost. I think that's fair enough.
Can I see him?
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah, he got him. Faninda.
Yeah, you didn't put him out.
Really?
Just go to the screen.
We just showed me an entire Wikipedia article.
They're in here like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
so.
If you can't find them, that's on you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the sentence.
Okay, do it.
There's a couple words I don't know.
That's fine.
You will probably know them.
Probably.
An image of an episkairos player depicted in low relief on a stele, Stele,
Steel.
Of close to 375 to 400 BCE in the
400 BCE.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 400 years before Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's old.
That's quite.
That's 20.
That's in the National
2,400 years ago.
Archaeological
right?
Museum of Athens.
Wow.
Appears on the UEFA European Championship trophy.
So how did they? Oh, does it?
So on their trophy they have this stele of an episkairos player.
I'm gonna look up because I know that it's pronounced steel, and I've heard of a steel before, but I don't know what it is.
I think it's just probably another word for hieroglyph or something.
Yeah, it sounds like
petroglyph.
It would be a medium in which a picture is printed or something like that.
I have another Greek word for
literally
Ethan.
just like a thing that you put images or words on.
Okay,
that's it.
Great.
Yeah.
Pretty general.
Yep.
I don't remember what you said.
I don't know.
This word right here.
That's Athens.
Nope.
Oh, Athenaeus.
Athenaeus, I think, is correct. Down here somewhere.
Yeah, Athenaeus.
Athenaeus, writing in 228 Common Era.
So this is a dude.
I don't know.
Is that a name?
It's
Athenaeus,
a name.
is that a dude?
It's a person.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were asking his gender. I was like, did I say he? I don't know. Mentions the Roman ball game harpastum.
Okay.
Faninda, episkairos, and harpastum were played involving hands and violence.
Really?
That's a direct quote from Wikipedia.
Nice, dude. Hands and do you think that like the hands were involved in the ball game, or just like you're about to catch his hands, hands and violence?
It was strictly feet and balls and hands and violence.
Yeah.
Up here.
So if you use your hands, there's going to be violence. Is what it's
You can't use your hands for anything but violence.
If no one used their hands in a game, it was very peaceful.
Very peaceful.
And a boring game.
Oh, yeah.
As far as they could tell.
Anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
They all appear, all 3 of those games, to have resembled rugby, football, wrestling, and volleyball. Interesting. More than what is recognizable as modern football.
Interesting.
As with pre-codified mob football, the antecedent of all modern football codes, these 3 games involved more handling the ball than kicking.
Interesting. So like rugby.
So rugby.
Or football. like American football.
Gridiron. Yeah.
Gridiron.
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 That's
it's
an American word.
name.
Yeah. Come to find out it's an English term.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're like,
Texas
gridiron.
Dude, you go to Texas Roadhouse, you're going to hear that word at least 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah. Gridiron steak.
Gridiron steak. What you guys want, a gridiron steak or what?
Gridiron tomahawk.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, this is getting old,
That's a
guys.
cut of beef. All right. So that's a brief history of soccer.
Yeah.
Association football.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to talk about, look, we can take this in any and all directions.
Yeah.
You guys, so you recently started playing football?
So I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So that's how I will.
I want to ask you a question and then I want you to talk about it.
Okay.
Have you played in the past on a team?
I've never played in the past on a team. No.
Okay.
Never before.
Competitively is what you've never,
Or at all.
Or at all.
Oh.
I've never played a game.
This is a leap of faith.
Yeah. So I very recently, as of the past 2 months, have started training to be on an indoor soccer team with a really good friend of mine, my brother-in-law, right?
Okay.
And so there's I know how the game works, right? There's some things that I don't know. And so I might want to just I think that it would be cool if we just kind of just talked about how soccer works right now.
Okay.
I'm sure that everybody knows, but I mean, I think that it would still be fun just to be this is how it works, right? So, I mean, there's 11 people on each side of the team or on each team, right?
So can I interject here for
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing indoor turf on a team. So chances are you may not have 11 people on your
I think
team
that
at once.
I think that
probably,
it's 5.
Yeah.
It's 5 on either team, but we have 8 members on our team so that we can have
subs.
Yeah, subs.
So that's interesting because when you have the game changes drastically even from 11
Valjean, always finding the loudest of toys.
He just loves the water bottle.
I do too. That was actually me. So traditional football that's played in the World Cup, 11 on 11. But if you have 5 on 5 or 4 on 4, 3 on 3, the way in which you play and move the ball just changes immediately.
Yeah, it has to because I mean, pardon my ignorance here, and if you guys don't know, we'll just have to look it up or something. But what are the teams comprised of? Because I know that there's defenders, there's a goalkeeper, there's mids,
midfield,
there's forwards. But how many of each of those things are there? Do you know?
Yeah, I do. So it depends all on the formation that you're playing.
Okay.
So and if you're watching the World Cup before every game, they'll show you the formation that team's playing.
That's what they're doing.
Correct.
Because I've seen that.
Yeah, you've seen the jerseys, and then they have names underneath.
So it's no secret then.
No, not at all.
I guess it wouldn't be when the game started. They'd realize.
They would know. Yeah, and so the typical formation that's played is a 4-4-2-1. That's moving from the top of the field, the goal you're trying to score in.
The opposition.
Yeah. 4-4-2-1.
So four forwards.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
4 people up front, 4 people in mid.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 4-4-2.
Is it 4-2-4?
Sorry. No. So 4-4-2. It's backwards. So you have 2 forwards, 4 midfielders,
4 defenders, and a goal.
But it's called a 4-4-2. So it's left or right. But when you're looking at the field, it's
that makes sense. So 2 forwards, 2 midfielders. No, 2 forwards, 4 midfielders, 4 defenders,
a
goalkeeper. So let's just talk about what they do. Right, goalkeeper keeps the goal. You're making sure that the opposition doesn't get the ball into your goal.
He's playing a different game than everyone else.
Because that's how you win, is by getting the ball into the goal.
Yes. And his more often than not, his goal.
Good one, dude.
I don't even get it. His goal is to stop shots. Because a lot of times when a team is scored on, more often than not, it's because the defenders failed in one way or another. So the whole responsibility can't be on the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Because I remember playing in high school one time, and our keeper was not great. My high school team sucked. We lost every game, but I played every single game, all games, so I loved it.
So common denominator.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah, the coach. That's what I was going to say.
Right. So, like, I remember, and I was a defender, right? So, and we'll get into the different positions of each different defender as well. But there were shots that were being taken that should not have been taken, like from, they call it outside the box, right? So you have the goal and you have the small box, you have the big box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so outside the box is outside the big box.
Got it.
Just far out there. They would take these ridiculous shots that really weren't impressive, but they would score. The goalkeeper didn't stop them, but they shouldn't even have had an opportunity.
They're just lobbing it in.
Yeah. So as a defender in the defense, it's like, man, we really probably should have prevented that from happening. You know,
it's like we should have defended against
that.
It's like
we should have been playing the game.
Yeah. Instead of just picking the grass.
Yeah, I would make some sweet grass bracelets.
Really?
No,
I wasn't the goalkeeper.
Yeah. So that's why it's so difficult. That people can give the keepers a bad rap.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like free shots and stuff like that, or penalty kicks, like it's up to them. Or free kicks.
Penalty kicks
and free kicks.
That's true.
Yeah, it's all on them.
That's why they record shots on goal.
Yep.
Because if a team has more shots on goal than another team, then it's probably not the goalkeeper's fault.
So what does shots on goal mean?
Shots on goal is a shot taken that would have gone in had it not been stopped for one reason or the other. Sometimes it is the goalkeeper. Sometimes it deflects off a defender. But more often than not, it's the goalkeeper has defended the shot.
Interesting.
And it's a shot on goal.
I have a question.
So shot on goal is kind of like an RBI in baseball, like runs batted in. It's not like this is how many points he's scored. It's how many times he's hit the ball and then gotten to first base, or how many times he's hit the ball and somebody else has gotten to a base.
Had something not happened, he would have got that point.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know if you kick the ball and hits the crossbar, is that a shot on goal?
I don't think so. I don't think it is because...
That makes sense. Because no human stopped it.
It wouldn't have gone in.
It wasn't going in.
Yeah.
It didn't go in.
It hit the crossbar. Yeah. Which has happened in this World Cup. I don't know how much you guys have been watching.
I've seen like 3 games.
Okay, so there's been some games where they take shots and it's a beautiful shot and hits the crossbar. And it's the most bittersweet thing because I think it was a cool shot and looked cool.
Yeah.
And it would have gone in, it would have been awesome, but it's bitter because it just hit the crossbar or any of the other posts.
Because those guys are so skilled.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I mean, they can judge where they're going to hit within centimeters.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or millimeters. That's a callback. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
So, but it's just barely too high. That's tragic, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's the way it goes, man.
The difference between a national hero and just some guy who missed a lot of shots.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have keepers, which are also called goalies, which are also called goalkeepers, right? Mm-hmm. We have the defenders.
Goal boys. Sorry.
Which
go ahead.
Are
goalie boys.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. And
thank you.
The defenders are the ones that are like, if the forward of the other team is trying to make a shot, or even if the midfielders are trying to set up a shot, the defenders are there to stop them from doing that.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. So, I'm going to talk about a 4-4-2 formation because it's the easiest to understand.
All right.
Really quick, can I ask what the formation is in indoor? Wouldn't it be like one?
Indoor's different because you have to play both offsides and defense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking more of futsal. I haven't really played too much indoor that you're preparing for, but in futsal, for example, you have to play both sides. You can't just chill out in the back while 2 of your teammates are going forward.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to play both sides. So the formations is different.
Smaller pitch.
Yeah, smaller pitch. The same is probably true with indoor. Like I said, I don't know for sure, but you wouldn't necessarily be consigned to this.
You're not consigned to an area, but you're consigned to a action, right? Like I'm playing defense. I'm not trying to make the goals. Like I can make a goal.
Yeah.
Even though like the defensive players on a team probably won't be making goals very often in like, football, like at the World Cup or whatever.
Cup level.
Like there's just no point. It would be stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in indoor because it's so much smaller of a space. It's like, hey man, if you can do it, do it.
Right,
you know?
right. So exactly. So like in futsal and an indoor, you'll switch from offense to defense to offense to defense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's when you'll see more of the facing off between a defender and a forward, because sometimes that's all that the defender can do.
Yeah,
is face off to it. But even then, if people know how to play, they're going to be moving the ball. They're going to be passing it around.
Yeah.
So for so if you're talking 4-4-2, the back line, the back four, the back line just means where the defenders are.
Okay.
You
right up against the goal that you're protecting.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. They're typically outside the box.
Yeah.
You're going to have, it's pretty complicated. You're going to have two center backs and a center back on the left. It's called the left back, and a center back on the right, which is a right back.
Okay, one more time.
Yeah. So, and the reason that distinction is key is because the left and right back sometimes will play a little forward. They'll play up a little bit more, so that they can assist the midfielders, and those two midfielders on the left or the right, typically called wingers.
Okay,
they're the wings.
Oh, like the restaurant.
That's actually where the name wingers come from.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So the way that we played it in my high school is the left and right back still on defense primarily. That's what they're doing, but they're going to play a little bit up.
You were the left back, weren't you?
I switched off. Sometimes I was the left, sometimes I was the right.
He was the left. Go ahead.
Like,
that's right. I forgot about that. And then the midfielders, the wings, are going to be playing up to assist the forwards. But primarily, your goal is to see and intercept when their forwards are making runs.
Yeah, and makes sense.
Yeah, right. You know the game. You see them running. You say, I have to be in this area and have to present it. The biggest thing that I remember and that I've held on to is your goal is to clear the ball, is what it's saying. So if it gets to your line, unless you have a teammate that you can get the ball to clearly, and you know that he can take it without having a man on the opposite team on him, man on. If he doesn't have a man on, you can pass it to him, great. But if you don't, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll kick it out of bounds, or they'll just boot it to the other team's back line.
So that's actually something that's really interesting, because that's illegal in hockey. You can't do that.
That's right. I do know that.
I forget what it's called, but like if the opposing hockey team has brought the puck into the attack zone, you can't just take it and lob it to the other side.
Yeah.
Because nothing would ever get done.
Do you know what I've noticed that they sometimes, a lot of times, do instead? Well, I guess the offensive team will do this too, but because a hockey rink is rounded on the north and south poles, they just hit the puck and it rides the wall.
Yeah.
And so it crosses to the other side without having to go through the players.
Yep. Yeah. And then their homies will scoop that sucker up if they can.
I feel like that's kind of the same thing, except it's what you need to do because it's illegal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I was watching at work, wasn't doing any of that. I was watching a World Cup game, and
I know
one of my coworkers was like, "Why do they keep kicking it out of bounds?"
Oh,
because the ball would make it to the back line.
He's like, these guys aren't that good.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, let me explain. So in soccer, there's what's called a counterattack. Probably isn't too difficult to understand, but when your team loses possession, doesn't have the ball, and then gets it back almost immediately, and you start pressing forward, it's called a counterattack. And there's a lot of momentum and adrenaline that builds up. So if there's a counterattack that makes it to the back line, more often than not, it's going to be easier to kick it out of bounds, stop the momentum, stop the run, stop the counterattack, because then the other team is going to have to throw the ball in overhead. You see them do that. So that's typically the main goal of a defender, is stop the momentum, clear the ball, do whatever you can.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, do whatever you can to make it so the keeper isn't the only one having to defend the ball. Sometimes defenders will score, though, in corner kicks.
Yeah.
Which we can get into.
You don't mean defenders, you mean...
No, I mean defenders.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Defenders on...
I see what you're saying, yes.
Yeah, because they'll... Yeah.
Is there out of bounds in futsal?
No.
Yeah, there's no out of bounds in indoor either.
Yeah, so you can use
you go behind the net too, don't you?
You don't go... The net is built into the wall.
So, so indoor, it's like a Yeah.
But that's the thing, because I went and watched a couple matches, and they'll kick it against the wall to ricochet out.
Pass.
To pass
That's awesome.
It's amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, there's...
Hey, Valjean, come here, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, good boy. Hey, bring another toy.
Yeah, bring us more.
Squeaky squeak.
Oh, he looks so sad.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a soccer ball, actually. You mind if I...
He does. He's black and white.
Yeah,
right.
he is. Yeah.
But he's more of the shape of a
dog.
Gaelic football ball.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Gaelic shape.
He's not fat. Okay.
Yeah. So using the walls in indoors is amazing. But yeah, there's no out of bounds. I believe there is an offsides, which is a concept in soccer that can be very confusing.
Yes, I'm glad we got to this.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And I was going to look it up last night when I was watching it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be talking to somebody who knows how this goes. I want to learn it from somebody who knows how this goes.
Okay.
You can keep talking about the position and the players and stuff like that, and then we can get to offsides later.
No, I want to jump into offsides because I can tie it into
man, you're that good.
To the positions. Oh, I'm that good. So offsides. So actually, I'll tie it in right now. So midfielders.
Okay.
So
the people that are setting, basically the people that take the ball. So, I mean, the thing is that you can't just have one guy taking the ball from the back all the way to the front. So you have people stationed. It's like an assembly line or something.
It's like chess.
Your face was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's not like an assembly line. It's like you're just trying to move the ball up by passing it to different people along this kind of chain.
Yeah,
it's like
so the midfielders are the guys that are in the midfield
or a pulley system.
Yeah.
I'm just talking over here. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's okay. You haven't said a peep.
Yeah.
So good at it.
So the defenders or the goalie, because they sometimes drop kick them out there.
Right. Yeah.
They're taking the ball away from the offense, taking it out to the midfield. The midfield is then going to carry it to the forwards, and then the forwards put it into the goal.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what I think of midfielders.
Yeah. So
and there's 4 of those.
In the 4-4-2 formation, there is
not always,
because sometimes they have like a 4-5 1. Yeah. Because it has to equal 11. So sometimes they'll change it up.
Interesting.
Or even add like 2-2-3-2, stuff like that.
No, yeah, they do that because they have
you guys are anyway. Go ahead.
End of podcast. No, because they do have center defensive mids, so it can get
okay.
So that's why I just want to stick to 4-4-2 because it's easiest to understand. So,
real quick, the reason that they do that. One of the reasons that they spread the players out and divide them up like that is actually related to my biggest beef moment with soccer.
Oh, flopping?
No. Actually, I understand flopping now. You know, as a kid, you see that and you're like, really? But it does make sense. We can get into that later. But my biggest beef moment with soccer is just a lot of running, man.
Oh, that's my I love running.
Yeah, I like running too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't like soccer.
I just haven't liked running as much since I've not been in shape.
That's interesting because you know who Lionel Messi is, Leo Messi.
Yeah. We all know who Lionel Messi is.
One of the top players in the world. If you watch him,
go ahead.
If you watch him,
I'm not gonna die on that hill.
Look, I think he is the best, but that's just me because I like his playing style.
Yeah.
But if you watch him, like I was watching him in the Argentina game. For those who don't know, he's from Argentina. So
Mexico?
I think I was watching
Rosario, Argentina. He's from the country of Argentina.
Yeah.
What?
Well, you thought he was from Argentina, the city in Mexico.
No,
he's talking about Argentina versus Mexico in the World Cup.
I know.
Okay, that's good. So he is. If you watch him play, he walks and probably light jogs majority of the time. Because of the formation. You don't have to run all the time. So in futsal, I'm probably running more than a World Cup match.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is that like in an indoor soccer match, you might not be running the same amount of distance. You're probably not moving the same amount, but you're constantly running
because you're going from offense to defense to offense to defense.
Over and over.
So let's 2v2. I've played that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Another thing about indoor is that it's shorter. there are like 45 minutes a game.
Oh, really?
A match. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
But you only have like a 5-minute halftime.
Yeah, just because it's so much more fast paced. Those games are typically higher scoring games.
Yeah. Go on.
So the midfielders, their goal, they're going to take it from the defenders. They're going to get it to their forwards. They're going to put a run together.
Mm-hmm.
A run meaning an opportunity to score.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do what's called what they're going to pass to the forwards called through balls.
Okay.
A through ball means that the pass is going through the defense at just the right spot and time to the forward, but the forward is not offsides. So here's where offsides comes into it.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
So you've seen the linemen, refs with the checkered flag, they'll hold it up, right?
Yeah.
You've probably seen defenders raise up their hands like that.
Yeah.
They're saying he was offsides. So offsides means you can't be, I'm going to explain it this way. You can't be closer to the goal you're trying to score on than the defenders. So
which defenders?
The opposing defenders.
You can't be closer to
So
okay.
They have that back line. And so wherever if they're all in a straight line, that's where the line is. If forward is past that line and he gets a pass, he's offsides. More often than not, though, that line is not straight. So you go off the defender that's the furthest back.
Okay. How many defenders does there need to be between you and the goal?
There doesn't need to be any, but that's where through balls. Valjean's having a good time.
Let's see if this gets him.
Oh,
there he goes. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Nice try.
Holden, you'll have to take it back from
That's fine.
the easy job.
Yeah.
So there doesn't need to be one. That's where through balls come in handy. So it's just at the moment of the pass. If the forward is not past the defender, then he's onside. If he's
You mean at the moment that someone kicks a ball in his direction on his team?
Yeah, he knows now.
Intentionally.
He knows he'll steal it.
Yeah, he does. That's great.
That's awesome. We love that.
Okay.
So,
do you have more to explain about offsides?
Well, if you have any other questions,
okay.
So,
no, hold on. This was kind of a test for Ethan. He didn't know it, but I'm going to read the paragraph on Wikipedia that tries to explain it. And I'm pretty impressed with your description off the cuff. Okay, hear this, Valjean. Offside is one of the laws in association football, codified in Law 11 of the laws of the game. That's what the official rules are called.
Laws of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The law states that a player is in an offside position if any of their body parts, except the hands and arms, are in the opponent's half of the pitch, and
what's a pitch?
The pitch is the
field.
To the entire field. It's called a pitch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And closer,
things, man. Oh, sorry.
Well, I told you that earlier, and closer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. The last opponent is usually, but not necessarily, the goalkeeper.
Okay.
So, hey, buddy, let's not tip the laptop over. Right,
one more time in simple words. Okay. I am the forward.
Okay.
I'm going to receive a ball.
Yes.
From the
Ethan.
midfield. From Ethan.
Who's the midfield?
And you are
a
defender.
Slowest defender on the enemy team. Yes.
Okay. So I can't explain this.
Okay.
Because I don't understand it.
Right.
So I'm waiting for the ball. Yeah. When would I be offsides?
So if there's a goalie.
Uh-huh.
And you're between me and the goalie.
I'm between you and the goalie.
Specifically me, because I'm the last defender in line.
Okay.
And Ethan, if you're between me and the goalie, when he launches a ball in your direction, it's clearly intended to be a pass to you and not a shot on goal or anything. You're offsides.
Okay. So basically, as long as there's a defender between me and the goalkeeper, when the ball is passed to me, I'm good. And that makes sense because if there wasn't a defender there, then I could just kick it right in.
Yeah.
And there's nobody to stop the shot.
Yeah. And chances are is being the forward that you are, you would be able to score if it was only you and the goalie. Because
I'm awesome.
Because you're awesome.
Yeah.
And the goalie, it sucks.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. But there's just
My team
Aren't you the goalie in this?
No,
No.
he's the midfielder.
I'm the coach.
Who's the goalie?
No one's the goalie. I'm the defender.
Okay.
Valjean is the goalie.
Can I be the goalie?
No, you're the forward. Valjean and we're not a great team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back here just having a blast, just hanging out while the midfielders have the ball.
So that makes sense now.
Yeah.
So the lineman, the guy who has that checkered flag, what he's doing is his goal is to stay where the furthest back defender is,
and make sure
that he. Yeah.
Okay.
So they now have this thing called VAR in the World Cup, which is a virtual assistant ref.
Exactly. That's probably what I would have guessed.
Yeah, because they have.
Wait, can I guess what it is?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. This is my podcast. Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna guess it means Vanessa's associate
Rugger.
Rugger.
Almost.
Oh.
It's Vanessa Anthony. That's your last name.
Oh, Vanessa Anthony
Rugger.
All right.
So Vanessa is out there, and what she has is tons of different cameras.
Doesn't she?
Doesn't she? So VAR, the purpose is to be able to better determine if the ball was offsides or if it actually did go into the
How do you feel about that?
I wasn't a huge fan, but I think it makes it more fair.
Because I am a fan of baseball. And sometimes the amount of technology that has been implemented into baseball, and like for the past 100 years,
it wasn't.
That guy would have been called safe. But because we have this camera that can run at, 10,000 frames a second, we can see exactly the moment that his toe touched the plate. We call him, out.
Yeah.
And that's just like, is that really in the spirit of the game? Are we really trying to get to the exact millisecond? Or are we just like, hey man, the ref called it, it's good.
Yeah.
Just go with the ref.
You know what? And I think I agree with you with there, because it does seem like there's a human quality and aspect of it that has been taken out.
Yeah.
I think what it does do on the flip side, though, especially in the World Cup, is it forces the players to play better.
I agree with that.
In terms of the World Cup and soccer, but in baseball, it's probably a bit different.
It is.
I also wonder, too, if the introduction into a lot of technology has to do with making... Because I'm thinking, like, people place bets on sports.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have it be left up to some ref.
That makes sense.
Which is frustrating, because why is the sport being dictated by...
I thought less of gambling addicts and more about, and not everyone who places bets on the game is an addict, right?
Well,
Don't say
I
that. You are. That's why he brought it up.
Yeah.
He's like...
This is an intervention.
So, for me,
yeah.
I brought up...
I think
reverse
we've probably all experienced playing like kickball or something, and you're like, no, I'm the first baseman. I got him before he got the base, and everyone else is like, no, it didn't look like that.
Yeah, we saw it differently.
How frustrating is that?
It's very frustrating.
So that's what I thought. Oh, this solves that problem.
Yeah,
and I don't mind it. I think it's gonna hurt at first.
Yeah.
But I think eventually it's for the better, because it's like, even though, yes, there was 1 frame difference, you did get there first or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It probably affects football a lot more than many sports.
And I'll tell you how, because there have been many goals in this World Cup that have been denied, because after they review VAR, they're like, oh, he was offside.
I just saw one last night. I was watching the America versus Iran game.
Yep.
And that happened.
We had one, and it was an amazing goal.
It was an amazing goal. I was so sad.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, but it was offsides?
It was offsides.
And the same thing is true with the goal line.
Yeah.
The entire ball has to pass that goal line for it to be a goal.
Yeah.
There have been times when not the entire ball has passed the line, the goalie saved it, and they're like, yeah, he saved it. It's not a goal.
You know what I really like about soccer? Football. And when it comes to, like, Vanessa and technology taking our jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine to me in a certain way because it doesn't stop the flow of the game.
Right.
Because that goal happens, everybody cheers, and they say, hey, it's going to go into review, resume play. Keep playing.
Yeah.
And just because in football, you can't do that. You can't just keep playing because it's like, if I got a touchdown, I need to do
in American football.
Right? If I'm playing baseball, it's like, well, I'll just keep playing. It's like, well, am I on first base or am I out? You know, I need to know these things, like things. But in soccer, it's like, well, whether or not you made a goal, you can keep playing.
Exactly.
And I like that I'm not just sitting here like waiting, twiddling my thumbs for Vanessa to figure out whether or not he was offside.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And that's one of the reasons why I love soccer is the 90 minutes don't stop. They don't stop. They will add time at the end of the first half or at the end of the game if they need to for injuries and whatnot. But otherwise, it doesn't stop.
I like that it
just keeps going. And it's just, if it can be boring to watch sometimes, but if you are familiar with how the game is played, it can be pretty exciting.
And once I started playing it, and once I, you know, like in training, you know, my suegro is kind of like showing me the way of the game and stuff. And when he tells me things like, no, you're passing it to him. You need to pass it where he's going to be.
Not exactly.
I'm like, oh, crazy. I never thought about it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's like, okay, now I'm going to throw this ball in the air. That was actually my brother-in-law, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to throw this ball in the air. You need to stop me from getting it. So then we would just like, I was just like, okay. And it's horrifying.
Yeah. But
he's running after you. He's pushing you and trying to get the ball.
You have to stop him without just punching him.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you normally would do.
Oh, yeah. I love socking people in the mouth.
Hands and violence.
Oh, yeah.
Under normal circumstances, you'd clock that sucker.
100%. But this is soccer.
This is football.
Oh, no. You're right.
He's climbing. Sorry, I've been kind of dealing with Valjean for the last few minutes. Would you get him that toy?
Would I?
Yeah.
How about Ethan does it?
Well, he's currently giving all of his, spending all of his strength trying to climb my leg to get on Ethan's lap.
Here you go, buddy.
He likes Ethan.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah, personally.
He's gonna drop it. I swear he's gonna drop it.
Yeah.
He's gonna leave.
He could be on the floor and he could drop it out of his reach somehow.
Yeah. It's so annoying, dude. And he'll whine about it.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought up the USA versus Iran game because it was a great game, and we are now. I don't know if either of you kind of know how the World Cup works, how that tournament works.
I don't. I know. Okay, I know a little bit. I know that like it's not you won this game, therefore it's not like double elimination tournament style or anything. It's not whoever wins the last game wins. It's whoever gets the most points wins
in the group stage.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
is that the same as the qualifying?
No.
Okay.
So qualifying was before this.
Correct. So all the countries that are registered, I guess, with FIFA will play qualifying games to see if they're going to make it into the group stage.
That's where you get to watch like Guatemala, Nicaragua. They're never going to make it.
How is that determined?
How is what determined?
Who makes it?
By the qualifying games. So if you play you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like what is it? If you lose, you lose? Or?
Yeah, if you lose, you lose. But I could be wrong because I don't know too much about.
So it's just kind of they just pair them up, kind of randomly, or
you're saying no. I believe it's split up in the different organizations that there's like
regional.
CONCACAF. Yeah, there's like CONCACAF UAEF, I believe.
CONCACAF is Colorado, North America, California, and Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were just making that up.
I was. He just caught my drift. I don't think that's what CONCACAF is.
CONCACAF is North America.
It's 3 states and North America.
Yeah.
So, so they do the qualifying games. I don't know too much about how they decide who plays who. And if you win and if you make it to the group stage, you're in the group stage, which means you're playing in the actual World Cup.
So if you lose in the qualifying, even though in general you're the better team, you're out of the world.
I'll give you an example. I have a really good friend from Chile.
Okay.
Chile.
Oh, thank you.
You said that pointing at Holden.
You can see the doe-eyed stare. Yeah. I'm just like, what's that? No.
So he's from Chile, and Chile did not make it into the World Cup.
Okay.
Never have.
I don't know if they
I don't know.
They do they have had some very good players that could take their national team to the World Cup. They didn't make it. So if they make it into the group stage, there's 8 groups, 4 countries in each group.
Okay.
So there's 32 countries.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. You are correct it's based on points. Mm-hmm. So if a group stage, I'm going to actually pull up the United States, what group we're in, and tell you, and use that to just explain.
Okay, that sounds great.
Explain how it happened, because...
Do you know how they're put into those groups?
I don't. And I've wondered that, but honestly, no idea.
Holden can't see this, but Ethan just opened the FIFA app. Is that the FIFA app?
Yeah, this is the FIFA app. It really isn't made very well, honestly.
Okay.
But
what's your biggest beef moment with the FIFA app?
Yeah.
Dude, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We don't have to. So
that's a whole other podcast.
Whole other thing. So I don't know how the groups are decided, because USA is in Group B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With England, Wales, and Iran.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense, because those are the ones that we've played against, right?
I don't know.
Have we played against Wales yet?
We have. So
we tied with Britain.
Well,
yes.
We beat Iran.
Yes. We tied with
Wales.
We
tied with Wales.
Okay.
That was the first game, I think, in the group stage.
Because I remember hearing the people talking, the commentators, talking about the Iran-America game. And it was like, if they tie right now, Iran goes to the qualifying stage, which is the first time they've ever done that.
Yeah.
And then America goes home.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't understand how that works, but okay, this seems like big stakes. You know, this is exciting.
High stakes game. So it is determined on points. So the way the points work, if you win, you get 3 points. If you draw, you get 1 point. If you lose, you don't get any points.
Okay.
Right?
Makes sense.
So if you win all your games, you're going to have 9 points.
Okay.
Because you play 3 games. You play every team.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
So this group is done. We've made it. Everyone has played each other.
Okay. So does somebody win?
No. 2 teams advance to the next stage.
Oh,
so we're out.
We're in.
We're in.
That's what's exciting. So
England and USA.
England and USA are moving on to round 16. Iran and Wales did not make it. They're going home.
Okay. When was that chosen? Was that like today that
was
happened?
yesterday when we beat Iran.
Okay, so we're going to the qualifying.
We're going to the We're going to round 16.
What does that mean?
Here
we go.
Because
I sound exasperated. I'm not annoyed.
No.
I'm just.
You're interested.
I'm annoyed. No, I'm just kidding. And I agreed to come here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We can just tell you want to know, you're excited about it.
Yeah.
It's 16 because it's half of the 32 teams that went into
32
groups.
32, 16, 8, 4.
So how come if Iran tied, they would have gone to the qualifying?
If Iran would have tied, they would have received more points than USA.
Okay.
Because Iran has...
Oh, like a qualifying match. Is it? So what is the qualifying... What does that mean? Because I heard that, and I'm just like, I don't know what that means.
Qualifying... well, they probably use the word qualify as in they qualify to advance to round 16.
Okay, that's fine.
They have to qualify and be the first or second highest in terms of points group that played.
Okay.
There's also the qualifying games, which we talked about. So that word probably can get thrown out a lot.
So actually, I'm just going to let you keep talking because you had an idea.
I have so many ideas.
Yeah.
No, so England and USA, we're going on to round 16. Okay. And then in round 16, which is, I'm trying to pull it up here. I believe we're playing the Netherlands. So they've already had it determined because, let me pull it up right here. It's December 3rd. So round of 16. So Netherlands and United States, because it's the first team of Group 1, Group A, and the second team of Group B.
Which is us.
Are there only 2 groups?
There's 8 groups. There's 8 groups.
Was was the USA-Iran game the last game of the...
Correct.
That's the one that brought us into Group 16.
Yes, and at the same time that game was going on, England was also playing Wales.
So that's the thing. So I guess that's why people are so excited about America tying, because it doesn't matter if you win, you're getting points if you tie.
Yeah, if you win, you get
more points.
But if you tie, it's still good. And
almost 3 times as much.
Close. And Yeah, when we tied with England, that was a big deal because it was like, oh, now our chances are even greater.
Yeah.
Also, England has been notorious for being a very, very good team.
Yeah.
Probably making it to the World Cup for the majority of the time that the World Cup has been around.
Yeah.
So it was posed that we were going to lose.
Yeah. I think they're tied for the second most victories out of all World Cups ever.
It wouldn't surprise me. They've had wonderful players.
Yeah.
In their team. So right now the way it stands is USA, we made it with 5 points.
Okay.
So we won 1 and we drew two of the games.
Okay.
So 5 points. England won 2 and drew 1, then Iran and Wales.
So now that we're in Group 16, we're going to fight the Netherlands. If we win,
then we're going to go to round 8, and I don't know who we're going to play yet.
Okay.
So because it determines, because if it's, we don't know.
Yeah.
But then if we go to round 8, and then if we win that game, quarterfinals, if we win that game,
finals, right?
Semifinals.
Oh, semifinals.
But this won't happen.
It might.
It might happen.
Because
I could put my money on the fact that we won't make it to semifinals.
Come on, man. Have some faith.
Here's the thing. I will say this. For the time that I've watched the United States in their soccer career, I feel that they are playing the best that they ever have in a World Cup.
Yeah.
So Netherlands, I don't know much about that team.
I was going to ask you if you've watched a Netherlands game this year in the World Cup.
I have not. No, I have not.
I'm just curious how they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, they made it around 16, so they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I can tell you,
they're doing about as good as America or England,
or any other team.
Is that why they
better
do it
than
this
Wales
way?
and Iran? I can tell you that much.
Yeah. At least in terms of points.
Yeah. I'll tell you right here. So, Netherlands, they won 2 games and they drew 1 game. Just the same as England. Because
who did they lose to?
They didn't lose any. They had a draw.
Oh, right. 3 games. I was thinking 4.
Yeah.
Who did they draw?
I don't know. It might have been Ecuador.
It looks like it was Ecuador because they have.
Because Ecuador has 1 draw, and the other 2 teams in this group have 0 draws.
Which are
Senegal and Qatar.
Okay.
Interesting. So this is all just going to keep funneling down.
Yep.
Until there's 2 teams.
Yep.
Is there like a thing? Because I know that there's kind of a thing in. Like I actually don't know what it's called, but like when like the Europeans, like the European League, I think is what it's called. Like when they play, there's like you can win points and then you can win before the final game happens, just because you're like you have all the points.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're undefeated.
That's not this, is it? You have to win a championship game and then you win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the points are critical in the group stage.
Okay.
Otherwise, no, because if the U.S. doesn't win against Netherlands moves on and we're out.
Okay, so from here on out, it's like elimination.
From here single elimination, group stage, double elimination.
Oh, I didn't know that.
4 groups, two teams eliminated.
So then the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket will play against each other. And the winner of the loser's bracket and the winner of the winner's bracket play against each other for the finals? Is that how it works?
Well, no, there's no loser's bracket.
Yeah, but it's double elimination, right?
No.
I don't think I know what that means.
It's only
elimination. I'm like, 2 teams are eliminated, so double elimination.
You threw a real single elimination is what it is.
Okay.
Now, but he said double elimination, which is the wrong term, but he was just meaning that 2 of the 4 teams in a group are eliminated.
Okay.
But everyone plays 3 games regardless.
Got it.
So
Got it.
Yep. So it can get complicated, but I think the group stage is the most complicated part of it because it's like, well,
yeah, definitely.
Did we win the World Cup?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did we win?
Did we win?
Yeah, we beat Iran. We
tied
right?
with England. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We won, right?
They should be calling it soccer.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're way beyond that.
Yeah.
So what's interesting as well is in the group stages, there's allowed to be a draw.
Okay.
Otherwise, there isn't going to be a draw. So let's say we play the Netherlands and it's 0-0, time runs out.
There's OT.
No.
You play another match.
No.
Penalty.
It goes into penalty kicks.
Really?
I believe so.
That's lame, dude.
There may be,
what else? I guess they could do OT, but
yeah.
I could be wrong, but I know there's different ways that they go about it, but I believe in the World Cup, I believe they go to penalty kicks.
All right. That's fine.
Look, man,
Now
penalty
I can tell
kicks.
you're annoyed.
Penalty kicks are exciting, dude.
Yeah.
I've just never seen anybody actually make a goal off a penalty kick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this World Cup so far. So I'm just kind of like.
Oh, you have it?
No.
Valjean, hey, don't eat everything.
There was a match that the Wales versus US game. The Wales were granted a penalty kick, and they drew. The Wales were granted a penalty kick, and they drew with USA because of that penalty kick because they made it. So had they not, so it's happened in this World Cup because the penalty kick is awarded if there's a foul inside the box.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, and then what if there's a foul outside of the box?
Typically, it'd be a free kick. So depending on how close it is to,
What's the difference between a penalty kick and a free kick?
There's a dot in the middle of the smaller box that that indicates where the ball is going to be placed in penalty kick, and it's just the forward typically or the player that was fouled and the goalie. That's all it is.
Okay, but there's a line of people in between that are doing like
so that's free kick.
Oh,
yep. So that's the wall.
Oh,
yeah. So
interesting.
And free kick, does it happen from the location of the foul or does it happen at that dot as well? Because it hasn't.
It happens at the location of the foul.
Okay.
So that's why they come out and they spray paint onto the thing. They draw that line, and then they always scoot it a little bit past the line. And I'm like, what's the point of the line if you're just going to keep scooting it?
So it's funny. One of the things I love about playing FIFA is you can push a button if you're for the wall to move forward, and then so you can get closer. But then if the ref sees in the game, he like blows his whistle and like yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So a free kick, sometimes there's a wall for a free kick, and sometimes there's not. It's up to the goalie to decide.
Oh, sometimes the goalie's like, "Get out of my way."
He's like, "It's too far away. They're too far away. I don't need a wall."
Oh.
But sometimes if they're closer, they're
like near the box.
Yeah, he's like, I need a 4-man wall.
Yeah,
I need 4 guys.
Or he's like, I need a 10-man wall. He's like, I need everyone.
Well, I think the ref can say, hey, you only get a 3-man wall.
And then they're like, how about 3.5?
They like start negotiating.
But also, it wouldn't make sense to have everyone just be in a wall because. So some of my favorite soccer YouTube videos are.
Oh, you
goals
watch YouTube?
Where it goes like curves over the wall and then back down into amazing things like that. But also you have other players to the side because the person doesn't have to. He doesn't make a shot on goal. He can pass.
Yeah. Anyway. Exactly.
And then there's corner kicks. Which you've seen.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I think that's So you're right. There's been a lot of. I'll get into corner kicks.
Okay.
Not done with free kicks because free kicks
don't be,
dude. Free kicks are amazing because you're right. Like you see Ronaldo, Messi. There's a free kick by this guy named Roberto Carlos that he took from closer to the half line.
Robert Charles.
For those non-Spanish people.
Yeah.
Roberto Carlos, or
like,
for those who don't speak Spanish, Robert Charles.
So he took a free kick from, I want to say it must have been 40 yards, maybe even 40 meters, which is a little bit further.
Yeah.
And he had a wall because the goalie knew like this guy's really good. And the ball, you can watch it. It curves outside the wall.
Watching the balls curve.
Yeah, and then so it goes outside the wall and then it curves back into the goal and he scored.
Oh, I want to see this so bad.
So we could pull it up if you want to later.
Later we will.
But
we'll nerd out after the.
Yeah, we'll put it on the episode notes.
Yeah.
Well,
as if I have a decision.
Yeah. We won't have veto. Yeah. So go ahead.
So it really just depends on who's taking the free kick and if the goalie feels like there needs to be a wall. Sometimes the kicker will get the ball underneath the wall.
Okay.
Because what he'll do, and I don't know how they do it, is he'll take the way he'll run to the ball will make it look like he's going up and over.
And so then people jump.
And then he goes right underneath.
Ooh.
So you'll see probably in this World Cup and a lot of matches I've seen already, sometimes the goalie will put one of the guys to lay down underneath the wall.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I was like, why is that guy laying down?
Is he injured?
Yeah, you're like, hey, there's an injured
No,
guy
he's
out
just
there.
chilling.
Yeah,
I thought he was just like, I didn't need to lay down for a second. This is a good place.
Yeah, and it was not a good place.
No.
Because if the shooter wants to go to the wall, he's getting a soccer ball with the spine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's the way it is, man. It's awesome. I was playing in high school, and I had a good friend of mine take a free kick, and he kicked it. It's called a knuckleball.
Yeah.
Meaning it just kind of wavers and goes.
That's in baseball as well.
Yeah.
It's just basically you're not putting any spin on it.
Yep. So it's kind of got a pattern that's hard to determine. It was a beautiful shot, and I was like, it's going in. And it didn't go, and the goalie saved it. I love soccer, so I was like, hey, dude, that was an amazing shot. He was like, I didn't score. I was like, yeah, but that was an amazing shot.
Yeah.
And then I went to the goalie. I was like, dude, that was an amazing save.
Yeah.
I'm like,
winning isn't everything, is what we're trying to say.
For me.
Yeah.
And when it comes to soccer.
Yeah.
Okay.
In gambling.
Do corner kick real quick,
mm-hmm.
and then don't mention gambling again. And then I have a question for you,
mm-hmm.
and we're almost at an hour and a half.
So we're probably gonna.
Probably
gonna.
Look, we could cover. I mean, this is the world's greatest game, biggest game, greatest game in terms of people who are familiar and play it. And I think he would know Holden. He's the resident soccer expert.
Ethan, our resident soccer expert.
That's why I wasn't gonna.
Hey, nice.
All right, I wasn't gonna tell them. Anyway,
this is Ethan. You know what? Never mind.
He drinks a lot of water. That's why the World Cup is an apt name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, in my
good
opinion,
point.
It's one of the only times I think it's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So corner kicks. If the ball, so you have the back. How do I want to say this? The line. The goalie stands in front of the goal, and there's a line behind him. That white line, the end of the pitch, right?
Yeah.
If the defending team, if the ball goes out of bounds and it touched the defending team. The team that's attacking, the offensive team, kicks it from the corner.
So if the defending team, if somehow I kick the ball and hit a defending team and it goes out of bounds behind the goalposts, back on that back wall, then I would get to kick the ball in at the corner?
Yeah.
Why? It seems like...
That's different. That's the distinction of the back line is because if it's on the sides of the pitch, then they throw the ball back in, right?
Throw it in, yeah. So
but if it's on the back line,
isn't that an advantage?
It is, and the reason they get the corner kick is because it deflected or went off,
right,
the defenders.
So it's like defender, you suck.
Yeah,
we're going to let the offense.
Yeah. So if as a defender, if I'm going to clear the ball, I'm going to do everything I can not to do it against that line. But I'm not going to award them.
Okay. I guess that makes sense because that's the closest for you to be able to just take it out of the game.
Yeah.
Because it's behind you. So there's none of the offensive team is going to be back there. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting because as a defender, if your only option is a corner kick and letting this guy score, you're going to pick corner kick.
Because it's about stopping the momentum.
Yes.
Resetting.
And if you're a forward and you have a great shot on goal and the goalie barely deflects it and it goes behind him,
that's a
your reward kind of is
a corner kick. Okay, I understand.
Yep.
There's so much
I think that's really cool.
And minutia to this game.
So here's the other
thing. Also kind of less than most sports, honestly.
Yeah. Way less than baseball.
One of the reasons
don't even get me started. And I don't even know.
Baseball has more letters in the word to begin with.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So that leads me to a question I want to ask. Actually, Holden.
Oh, okay.
Specifically.
Okay.
And I would ask Ethan, but it doesn't really apply to him. You can answer too. My question to Holden is, out of all of your brothers whose name is Ethan, Which one is your favorite?
Oh, okay.
I'll go first.
Oh, okay.
My favorite brother that's named Ethan is my brother Ethan. And he's a guest today on the podcast with us right now. He's sitting here.
Oh, is that right?
Give him a hand, guys.
Oh, thanks.
So thanks, Ethan.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, man.
What about you?
Well, I guess my favorite brother, whose name is Ethan, would be my brother Ethan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. We have the same favorite brother whose name is Ethan.
That's crazy. Well, no, not the guest on the podcast.
No, you and I do. I'm not talking to Ethan right now.
No, I know, but my favorite brother whose name is Ethan is my brother Ethan, not your brother Ethan.
I'm a little offended.
Well, I've known him for a while.
He's like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that answer.
Well, interesting.
That's a really interesting question. I'm glad that you asked me that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So on that note, there's a difference.
Do you have an answer?
My favorite, probably my brother Winston.
Okay. Yeah, we do call him Ethan sometimes. We get him mixed up. Now I have a question for you, Ethan. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between a goal kick and a corner kick?
I don't know, dude.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. So we've explained what a corner kick is. It's basically awarded to the offense when the defense, when it deflects off the defense. Mm-hmm. A goal kick is much more simple. If the offense, because of the offense, their blunder, I guess you could say. So if they take a shot and it goes out of bounds, it goes past the goal into the audience, hits some kid in the face. Mm-hmm. The goal, excuse me.
I'm speaking.
I want to clear that up because it could potentially sound like Ethan farted and then said, excuse me. But I laughed within my throat and then Ethan, I interrupted him. It was rude. So you were saying hit a kid in the face.
Yeah, that's all I heard. Thank you for apologizing. So, in that instance,
do you have to hit a kid in the face?
Correct.
Okay.
So don't bring your kids to the
There's like some 16-year-old and they're like, I mean, is he a kid or is he an adult?
Yeah. And they're like, well, he's the only one his age or younger here, so sorry, buddy, but it's you every time.
You're a kid.
Come stand here.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
So no, just anytime the ball goes out of bounds due to the offense, whether it's deflected off of them or whether they take a bad shot past that line, the ball is given to the goalie. And the goal takes a goal kick. So that's when you'll see they'll take a kick and it just goes crazy, and then you have two guys that jump up and they hit their heads together.
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah, so that's why that happens. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll pass to one of their close defenders, and then they'll go. But it is good to know the difference because I've been watching soccer with some people. Football.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why is that given? Why was it given to the goalie this time, but last time it was a corner kick? So it's just good to know. Like it depends on who was the last.
Technically hit it out.
Yeah. Who touched last?
Do you know when there's a goal kick and the goalie has the ball? Is there a rule for how close the defenders can be to said goalie? Valjean in this example?
No, there's not. There have been players that, if you know the word cheeky.
Yeah, I know cheeky.
You know cheeky. It's a cheeky attempt.
Cheeky little nutmeg.
Cheeky little nutmeg.
Yeah,
you know the word cheeky, Justin?
Yep.
So sometimes the forwards will be right up near the goal. Well, actually, no. No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
I'm right. You're right. I'm right.
You're right. So yeah, there isn't a rule.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Interesting.
But typically, fair play happens a lot in soccer, where it's like, look, it's a goal kick. Just take it.
It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like
respectful. RCP.
It's like etiquette.
That's what it means to me. Oh yeah. So the forwards can pressure and be as close to the defenders as they want, though.
Got it.
Does that make sense? So yeah, there's been instances where a forward will just
put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah. Yep.
So I have a question for Ethan, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Or is it your brother?
Actually, my brother. He's on the call right now. No, for you.
Yeah.
So what team do you follow?
That's a really good question.
Okay, do you want to stop the podcast right now? Just
kidding. I'll tell you my favorite.
Okay, go on.
Juventus.
Who's that?
They're a team in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And I just picked them, and they're my team.
Huh. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo played for Juventus for a while.
For not that long, but recently he switched, right?
Yeah, he went to
Man U.
Manchester United, yeah.
Another team from England.
Nice.
Yeah. This is what's funny about me. I don't follow sports. I love the game, but I would much rather play the game than follow what's going on in the world. Obviously, the World Cup is different because I live in America.
Yeah.
And I want to see how our team's doing. For a while, I did like some of the German teams. There's a team called Borussia Dortmund, which is pretty good. A team called
pronounced perfectly, by the way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm at least 16% German. Is that right? 6% German.
66.
And there's also a team called Bayern Munich.
Munich is a city in Germany. Holden.
No.
I knew that.
It's the last name of the Bayern Munich team.
Oh, it's their apellido.
Yeah. No, I typically like players, and so I'll focus on where players. Like probably my favorite player, his name is Luis Suarez.
Okay.
Luis Suarez.
Okay.
He's from Uruguay.
Okay.
Yep. And I just enjoy watching him play. He was on Liverpool for a while, which is a team that I followed, and then he actually got signed to Barcelona, FC Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Do you have the team, Holden?
So I'm actually kind of I'm in a bit of a crossroads right now. Because when I first got into soccer was in 2016 during the Rio de Janeiro World Cup.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And so I was just like, seems like Brazil's my team. Right. So I started following Brazil. But now whenever I watch them play, I just don't really enjoy watching them play.
Okay.
I kind of like the struggle. I kind of like they're not the best team in the world sort of thing. That's why I like the Angels, right? I don't like the Yankees. I like the Angels, right? Just because there's that spunk, there's that like go get 'em attitude. There's that like, we're probably not going to make it, but we're going to try our best, right? And also when it comes to like, Argentina and Brazil, they're like the biggest floppers in the world, and that super bothers me because it just feels, it just feels. What's the word? It's
kind of slimy.
It's kind of slimy, and like I understand why you do it, right? Because if everybody else is doing it, you're at a severe disadvantage for not. If you're not doing it, it just makes sense to do it. It's like cheating. Yeah, it's not. But the thing is that it's not against the rules. Because how can they say you're not hurt?
Yeah, no, right? It's not. I was saying it's like cheating in that if everyone else is doing it, and you're not,
you might as well. You're just
and that's a good thing that's a good principle to say on a games podcast.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like when I was watching the Iran. America game, they don't do it. They just don't. And I'm like, I really respect that. And there was one time when Christian, please remind me of his last name.
Starts with a P?
Pulisic?
Yeah, Christian Pulisic. He made a goal. He slid into the goal, right? And then he started freaking out. He was like hurting real bad. And I was like, really, dude, you're going to flop now after you made a goal? Yeah. And then I watched the replay and he got like rammed in the nuts,
right in the jewels.
By the goalie of Iran. So
his posterity was hurt.
Yeah, he was the goalie was kind of bent down, and then Christian slid in just perfect contact, and I was like, okay, I get it. He was shooken up. He was shaking. It looked like he was going to barf. He just looked in bad shape.
He kept playing too.
Yeah, he did keep playing, which was amazing, right? But then I watched the Brazil game after that, and I was just kind of like, I just can't handle it.
Yeah.
So it bothers me a lot. I know that some people it doesn't bother them, but it bothers me. So I'm kind of like, I don't really like watching Brazil very much. Maybe I should test the water, see what I do like versus, just having like you with the Saints. I just pick the Saints. That's my team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would agree with the same sentiment. I'm not a huge fan of flopping. I think it just is not. I don't think it's really something that has any place in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it should. But what's funny to watch, though, is the referees in the World Cup, especially, they're pretty good to recognize like when it's flopping. So you'll see guys lay on the ground and they're just like, keep going. Yeah.
And then it's up to them to be like, am I going to keep hollering? Am I just going to get up and keep going?
I love it. Yeah,
they don't even show them on the camera. The big guy's like, and he's still on the ground. It's like, I don't care.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
So
he's like, he's really sticking to this thing.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing is, the referees can be like, oh, I can see that guy got hurt, or I saw what happened. Yeah. That guy got a cleat to the throat. Yeah, he probably needs some help.
Yeah, and then they have to determine whether that was intentional or not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up here.
Well,
I don't want everybody to have such. I mean, it's like we're almost at 2 hours, aren't we?
Yeah, sort of. We could go on. I know you have time.
Yeah.
We don't.
I got nothing.
So I want to end in a specific way. I want to continue a tradition that we have on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find any reviews of soccer online, which isn't that surprising.
Yeah.
But I want us to rate and review soccer right now.
How about I just do it in the notes on my phone?
Yeah,
and then or we send can it to FIFA.
Yeah.
Just email it.
Out of 10 stars, what do we rate it? Gut feeling.
Well, honestly,
I'm a little biased.
Honestly, out of 5 stars,
are we doing 5?
I might give it 5 stars.
I might give it 5 as well.
So
not like the World Cup, not watching it, like just
not
the
FIFA
game.
Playing the game. Yeah, absolutely.
Easy.
I'd agree with that.
I love playing. I love playing soccer.
So out of 10, would that mean 10 or 9?
I think I'd give it a 10.
Do you guys have a biggest beef with soccer?
I have a biggest beef with organized soccer on TV.
Yeah, not
and
that.
It's flopping.
Just the game.
Just the game?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it can be a little bit hard to understand. I think that there's a little bit too much of, and it's like one of those games that's so unanimous that you kind of feel stupid for asking questions about it, just like American football.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, now wait, how many downs is this? You don't know? Yeah. So, but like with well, no, that's a penalty kick because he was here. Oh, and that's this because he was here. If I just wanted to play with my buddies in the backyard, we'd just be like, I mean,
yeah, whatever.
You fell down, just get back up and we'll keep going. Right. Yeah. So I don't really have a biggest beef moment with like soccer in general, if that's a good enough answer.
I don't think I do either. I mean, so it's called the world's most beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
It's what it's been said just right now. I just can't think people actually.
Yeah, that's a quote from someone probably.
Pele or something.
Pele or Maradona or something.
I love it. I don't think I have any beefs. I do have beefs with flopping per se.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, I don't think that's part of the game so much.
How about we give you the proverbial torch and you start the review?
Okay.
You can have a title or you can not have a title and just have a body of text.
I think what I'll do is the body of text first, title second.
Sure.
That's pretty good. Go.
Well, no, that's not the title.
I like
it.
Long title, but hey,
send it out.
We usually do have long titles. Anyway.
Let's start. In a world where balls are not meant to be kicked.
This is great.
Comma. Do you want me to add the grammar?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Grammar and punctuation, please.
Okay. There are few times when a man would love to kick a ball, period. When it comes to soccer, parentheses, football, close parentheses, comma, no other ball kicking event compares to the amount of excitement and thrill as does kicking a soccer ball.
Compares to the amount of excitement
and thrill.
Right. And
excitement.
Excitement, that's good. As kicking
I'm going to revise it. Yeah.
Okay.
As kicking. No. Let's remove kicking.
Okay.
As scoring a goal because you kicked so many balls.
Justin?
Look, comma.
Great stuff.
Snap back. Okay. I know we're waxing poetic. Look.
You might think you need 2 big nets and 1 size 5 soccer ball, period.
That's it? That's the sentence?
No. That's the sentence, yeah.
Okay.
You don't, period. Anything that can be used as a ball and be kicked and at least last the duration of however long you want to play.
The duration of however long you want to play.
Okay. All right. I already lost. At least last the duration of however long you want to play. And as long as you have anything that could indicate the edges of a net.
Okay.
Anyway, a net and boundaries of a pitch.
Mm-hmm. Comma.
Yes, you can play football.
In Spanish?
Yeah, we need all three.
I would think that's accurate.
Thank you. Oh, so where am I at so far?
You can play football.
Yeah. Anyway, let me see that real quick.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Oh,
because do you want to add to it? Let me read what I wrote real quick.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I meant to space. Look, you might think you need 2 big nets and one size 5 soccer ball. You don't. Anything that can use as well. And can be kicked and at least last the duration of her. Okay, do you want to add something?
Yeah.
Also, you spelled football wrong.
I just didn't put the accent.
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Thank you.
It was. It's still underlined in red. Okay, your text size is huge.
It's because it's the title.
Oh.
Okay. Here's what I wanted to add.
It's a really long title.
Here's what I wanted to add. Okay.
Okay.
Call me.
Call me
emotional.
Okay.
Or whatever. But fun for the whole family.
Fun for the whole family. Are there dashes between each of those words?
No.
Okay.
Just between the and family.
For the dash.
For the dash hole.
Dash family.
The whole family.
Yeah. Fun for the whole family.
Fun for the whole family.
That's what.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
Now we got to title it.
It's funny because that sentence is in normal size text and the rest is in text large.
Now we gotta title this
yeah,
game.
Ethan, you said you had a title for round 2.
Soccer. That's it.
And so see, dash QER.
Soccer.
Let me think here because I wanted to digest. Let's read it back.
All right.
And a title will come.
In a world where balls are not meant to be kicked, there are few times when a man would love to kick a ball. When it comes to soccer, football, you also spelled that wrong.
I did not.
You did.
How?
Dude, quit flaming the guy.
No. Well, normally this would be posted online.
Oh.
No other ball kicking event compares, right? Mm-hmm. Not compared. That's okay. That was a confusing moment. Compares to the amount of excitement, thrill, and excitement as scoring a goal because you kicked so many balls. Look, you might think you need 2 big nets and one size 5 soccer ball. You don't. Anything that can be used as a ball and can be kicked and at least last the duration of however long you want to play. And as long, okay, that's an incomplete sentence here. That's what I was confused about. That's why I kind of, anything that can be used as a ball and can be kicked and at least last the duration of however long you want to play is sufficient. New sentence. And as long as you have anything that could indicate the edges of a net and boundaries of a pitch, you can play football.
I have one
fun
more thing
for the whole family
right now. Let me level with you, and then fun for the whole family.
Okay.
Let me level with you. Fun for the whole family.
Is there space for kloogie?
Soccer.
This isn't a kloogie game, though.
Yeah, no. Soccer's not kloogie.
Yeah.
Some soccer players are kloogie, but the game itself isn't.
Neymar.
He's probably gonna listen to this.
Who's your guys' favorite? Who's your guys' favorite goalie ever? They don't have to be playing still.
I would say my favorite is Manuel Neuer.
Interesting,
dude. Who he's me too.
Really?
What?
No, he's lying.
I'm just piggybacking.
Which
let me tell you my favorite.
I think I know who it is.
Gianluigi Buffon.
Is it because his name is Gianluigi Buffon?
Well, I like his name, but he played for Juventus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Anything really else, man? Oh, the title, right?
I think.
Oh yeah, the title, Ethan.
I think the title is going to be
in a world.
just start over.
Yeah.
No, let's do a global
drama island.
Global.
Global excitement.
Global excitement.
Found in a ball.
Found in a ball.
That's good. That's good. All right, guys.
I think we only use the word sport like once.
That's because it's more.
It's more than a game.
It's more than a game. That should have been the title.
More than a game.
We missed it. Too late.
Too late. We already posted it.
I already said that.
So I have a question for you, and then we're gonna end. It's a yes/no question.
Yes. Thanks for being on the podcast. Ethan.
Oh yes, totally.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything probably the rest of the duration.
You're not.
You guys are doing.
Say
this,
goodbye now.
I'm gonna say you can check me out on my YouTube channel.
We're like, oh no, that is gross.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, this was super fun. We'll have to have you on another time for Quidditch. But that time you'll be doing the research.
Yeah, nice try.
Yeah, you're like, I'd rather die. So I wanted to ask you a yes/no question.
Okay.
And then if you answer it, that'd be great.
Yeah,
and if it's a yes, we'll kind of go into it a little bit. And if it's a no, we'll stop the podcast immediately. No questions asked.
I'm not allowed to go into it if it's a no.
No, you're not. And that wasn't the question.
I'm gonna.
Don't.
I'm gonna.
Hey man, I don't think you should.
I'm not going to.
I edit the sound. I will cut you out.
I will add me back in.
Okay, here we go. Will we now reveal the game that we're going to talk about on the next podcast now, right now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It is Moncala. Yes.
Moncala.
That you already said goodbye.
Sorry, guys.